This issue to do with the technology and the digital infrastructure, I just want to emphasize how important I think that is. Because in the end, you need the data. You need to know who's been vaccinated and who hasn't been. Some of the vaccines that will come on down the line will be there'll be multiple shots. So you've got to have, for reasons to do with the healthcare more generally, but certainly for a pandemic or for vaccines, you've got to have a proper digital infrastructure, and many countries don't have that. In fact, most countries don't have that.
About 6G earlier, which is around 2030, I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface.
Wow.
Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
So we're into 6G now. I just finished 5G. I was a leader on 5G, getting that done, and now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See how perfect it is? I like the cameras the old days. So they just had a nice feature. Now they cover every little. Let's see, Michael, you're in good shape. You're not gonna. But I tell you, it's the 6 is coming, huh?
Kahalo Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakahakradash. Double honors to the elder apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well for teaching His word in truth and sincerity, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad, to USA Shalom. This 6G technology is not something that has, just come across the minds of these Edomites. This thing goes back to ancient Greek mythology. It goes back to these Greek gods like Hephaestus, Hephaestus. He was a craftsman, the mythology behind all that nonsense is, it was to create a god of technology, and he created, some shit called Talos. It was, a giant bronze, automaton. It was like I guess you would call it a robot, a primitive robot. And something called the Golden Maidens. So this, you know what I'm saying? So it's always been around, like the idea, technology and this AI driven society type of thing was always been in the mind of these Edomites. It's been a part of their lores, it's been a part of their mythology. So the Golden Maidens were golden female automatons. So you know what? Let's look this up real quick and just go ahead and read it. Alright, so in Greek mythology, the most prominent example of mythical AI comes from ancient Greece, often created by the god of technology and craftsman Hephaestus. Talos, perhaps the most famous example. Talos was a giant bronze automaton who guarded the island of Crete by patrolling the coastline and hurling boulders at approaching enemy ships. He had a single vein running from the neck to his ankle, filled with ichor, and parentheses, that's supposed to be divine blood of the gods, sealed by a nail, which was his single vulnerability. The Iron Maiden, Hephaestus, also created a golden female automaton, or female automatons, who attended him in his workshop. According to Homer, these artificial women possessed knowledge and could speak, essentially functioning as intelligent personal assistants. So this thing is always, you know what I'm saying, it's always been in the mind of these Edomites, man. At one point, I even read that, I gotta go back and try to find it, but it may even go back as far as, Egypt, the concepts and the ideas. But I would have to try to find that information again. But I wouldn't say don't take my word for it, but you know, but right now that what I could find as far as that is it goes back to Greek mythology about automatons and having robot figures. Pandora is another myth. Zeus ordered Hephaestus to create Pandora, the first woman, as a punishment for mankind, accepting Prometheus' gift of fire. She was an artificial being with a specific mission to bring miseries to the human world by opening a jar, often mistranslated as a box. Pygmalion and Galatea, Roman poet Ovid told the story of Pygmalion, a sculptor who fell in love with his ivory statue of a woman, Galatea, Galatea, the golden, no, Salakia. The goddess Aphrodite granted his wish and brought the statue to life. So they always had this thing. They always had this fantasy with artificial life. You know, it even goes into those small hats when they talk about the golem. That's some type of artificial creature. You know what I'm saying? That, like, I guess it was made out of like mud or clay or something like that, and it was like a guard or something like that. You know. I'm not. It's like it's part of their folklore too, man. But as you can see, man, Edomites have this weird thing, man, with artificial life, and trying to bring about a synthetic way of living. Like even Elam has some type of robotic warrior, you know. If I remember correctly, it's supposed to be some type of robot warrior that defends Buddha. You know, but there's a whole bunch of nonsense when you really look at it with these people. Their whole thing is to control your mind. You know. So this is Psalms 58:2. Ye in heart. Yea, Salakia, yea in heart, ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. You know, they say these things is to create a better way of living. You know, it's all to fulfill their sick fantasy, and they, you know what I'm saying, and it's all about total control with these people, and anything to control your mind, control your whereabouts, control your habits, what you do, you know, and they will go at, you know what I'm saying, they will stoop as low as violence to do these things, you know what I'm saying, like they'll throw out different situations in the world, you know what I'm saying, to try to persuade the people to think a certain way. So it's like a lot of things that happen out here, man. It just be farce. It just be it be bullshit. It be made up shit, and they'll use violence in order to, you know what I'm saying, to control the narrative. But you know, people who are not violent, you know, they tend to be scared when or you know what I'm saying, or they'll project fear when violence is you know, when violence is administrated, you know. So like when you have a lot of people that watch a lot of this bullshit TV and news. So when they see these violent occurrences all throughout, you know what I'm saying, let's say you have violence in your city, then you have violence in the city, the town next to you, the violence in, you know what I'm saying, the town over from there. People start to act real shaky, man. And they start to panic. And that's what they want, man. But you know, you can always tell when these, you know what I'm saying, when these people are up to something, man, because shit just don't be right, man. They always lie, and they always get caught up in their lies. This is Job 15:6. Thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yea, thine own lips testify against thee. So, you know, they'll have media outlets that say one thing, and then you listen to some other media outlet, and they'll say something else. You know, they always contradicting themselves, you know. And then, you know, you have those amongst them that just not with the bullshit, and they'll speak against it, and you'll hear that. So there's always contradictions amongst them. They're never on the same page, you know, and you could just see through all their nonsense. And this 6G thing is not, you know what I'm saying, it's just another, you know, it's just another piece of their bullshit. And it's all to control the people, man. You know, you don't need to control cellular networks, and like bandwidth is, you know, you could create more bandwidth, put it like that. You don't need to expand on like what you would call, you wouldn't have to go into these next generation networks in order to just create more bandwidth, you know. So when they talk about this 6G network, man, that's like it's like they turn on a switch in you, man. Like they using you as a battery. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of difficult to explain it, but they're using the people. You know what I'm saying? It's like whatever they whatever they can put in you as far as nanotechnology. When they use that 6G technology, that shit is like really activating those micro robots in you. It's all about, you know what I'm saying, activating you now. You know what I'm saying? Making you part of the machine. Making you part of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like that the movie Matrix, man. They were using the people as human batteries. You know, it's kind of the same situation with that 6G. It's like the beginning stages of that. They're basically incorporating incorporating you now into the mainframe, into the framework of the network. So, you know, these people are really wicked. And they'll do anything to achieve their goal of total dominance and control over the people. This is Psalms 64:8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall against themselves. All that see them shall flee away. You could try to flee away, man, but you know, you will want to flee away. You want to run away from these people because everything they do is about lies. It's based off lies. You know, their whole thing is scare people into you know, certain situations, scare people into running to them for answers, and when they give you the answer, it's gonna be these implantable technologies. Because that's what that's the whole thing about it, man. They say all these other weird things about, you know. The only thing is, they really want to get at this. They really want to improve on this AI mainframe, the framework. So the next network that they build, you know, AI will be incorporated in that network instead of being added to it. It will be incorporated in the building of the network. And these implants, you know, these implantable technologies that they want to implant in you. So these people are full of lies, man. They're full of deceit, saying one thing and meaning another. But the people are actually starting to see through their bullshit. You know, a lot of people, not the majority of them, because you got a lot of people that's still sleeping, man. Eyes shut, man. Eyes glued shut. They got, you know what I'm saying? They still got all that sleep around their eyes, all them crackers and sleep around their eyes. They haven't woken up yet. Especially a lot of older folk, man. A lot of people just don't see it, man. Because they so into whatever it is that they're into, man. They just don't see it. This is Isaiah 29:16 in the GNT. They turn everything upside down, which is more important, the potter or the clay. Can something you have made say you didn't make me? Or can it say you don't know what you're doing? So basically these people calling the Most High a liar, and that they didn't, you know, they don't look to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh as the creator of all. They want to be in that power seat. They want they want the people to look at them as their God. You know, these people are wicked, man. You know, it's similar, like, if you really look at it, it's kind of like all those different movies you've seen about mind control, you know, especially that movie 1984. Like, the dystopian utopia was crazy. You know, it was all about controlling the people, their thoughts, controlling their actions, controlling their whereabouts, and how they can move and what they can see, you know. And that's where we're headed, man. If the Lord don't intervene, man, these people are gonna try to, you know, pretty much make everybody their digital slave. This is Proverbs 2:14 in the NLT. They take pleasure in doing wrong, and they enjoy the twisted ways of evil. Verse 15, their actions are crooked, and their ways are wrong. Everything these people do, man, is like, it's like they're working against the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know, their whole thing is to control the people, man. Just, you know, you can't reiterate that enough. You know, That's just how wicked these people are. They are the devil that the Bible speak of, man. These people are the wicked that the Bible speak of. Psalms 140:9. As for the head of those that compass me about, let the mischief of their own lips cover them. See, they speak sweet things, man, like this is what we want to do. We want to improve. They want to act like they God, you know. They want to act like they the Most High. They want to give you these quote unquote miracles, you know, through their technology. They want to give you all these like fancy nuances, like they want to improve on you, you know. So they'll con certain people with the guise of improving you, you know. They trying to create their own super soldiers and things of that nature. But it's all, you know what I'm saying? It all comes with a price, man. You know what I'm saying? That implantable technologies, man, is gonna come with grievous sores, man. It's gonna come with with diseases, man. You know, when you put in, you know, things that have radiation attached to them, you know, electromagnetic pulses and things of that nature in your body. You know what I'm saying? You bound to come down with something else, man. You about to come down with some type of illness, man. Because your body wasn't meant to have that, man. Not through wicked means, you know what I'm saying? The Lord said He gonna improve His elect, you know. He's gonna transform His elect. He'll give them new bodies and a new way of thinking, you know, by implanting the Lord's statutes and commandments in their inward parts, meaning their mind. So Esau is trying to, you know, he doing it on the left hand side, you know, left hand wickedness, man. Psalms 37:7. Rest in Yahweh and wait patiently for Him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. You know, so you can't worry about what's happening in these days and times as far as it happening. You know, you gotta report these things. You gotta let the people know what's going on. You know, you have to bring the scriptures out. You know, let the people know what time we're living in. But you can't. But when it's time to actually, you know, turn your back on these technologies and you know, basically face the law that, you know, that they're gonna put down on you. You know, they're gonna put those they're gonna put down they draconian laws on you. They're gonna put down they're gonna send their troops out to get you, man. So, you know, you can't be afraid of these people that prosper in their own way, man. Fuck them. You know, you have to stay strong. You have to rely on the Most High, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. You know, and like, don't go nowhere near their devices, man. Leave them devices, them wicked devices alone. But man, a lot of people gonna take them things, man. A lot of people is just gonna submit to it. This is Psalms 59:12. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride. And for cursing and lying which they speak. That's all. Like pretty much that's the whole gist of this thing, man. They bring forth lies, and they try to sway the people with their devices, man, of wickedness. All pretty much all their devices are devices of wickedness, man. You know, the Lord, you know what I'm saying? The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh gave us a way to heal ourselves, which is, through the earth, through herbs and plants. You know, we wasn't supposed to be dealing with all this robotic technology that, what I'm saying, that these people like to deal with. But everything these people do, man, is all, what I'm saying, is all lies, man. And it's all in efforts to control your mind, to control your body, control your movements, your whereabouts. And China done went so, China is really, what I'm saying, has stepped out in the game on that, man. They got so many people out there, disenfranchised, like, they got so many people just homeless living on the street because of that social credit score, that their digital system that's constantly developing. You got people that can't buy food, they can't pay their rent. And then you got some people that are, what I'm saying, that were compliant, but they went so far down in their social credit score, you know what I'm saying, that they can't, you know what I'm saying, they've been X'd out. So, Europe, you know what I'm saying, they put thousands of people in jail for things they've said you know what I'm saying, on social media platforms. So, man, this thing is coming to, it's just coming to a hood near you, man. This thing is coming to a city near you. It's coming to Babylon, man. And that was the whole purpose of signing those presidential memorandums. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole thing of signing off on those executive orders. Basically move us closer, move Babylon closer to that digital system. They forcibly, crashing the dollar so they could bring forth their digital system, man. And it's all part of this quote unquote 6G network. Ephesians 6 and 12 in the Geneva Bible. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, and against the worldly governors, the princes of the darknesses of this world, against spiritual wickednesses which are in ye higher places, which is in ye high places. Yep, that's exactly what we're against, man. The people are against, you have to be against these wicked governors, these wicked governments, man. And it's all, what I'm saying, it's all orchestrated by your small hat, your top vacant families, which pretty much control the whole world, So, people are just pretty much like mice in a maze. They only really see what's in front of them. So they can't see who's controlling the whole situation. So they pretty much go on a day-to-day basis, they day-to-day basis. They just run around and just like mice in a maze, just like a mouse in a maze, or mice in a maze. You can't see who's manipulating the situation because you're always running around. So until you're able to step back, and analyze things in its proper perspective, you don't really get a chance to see who's actually controlling everything. is to, to control the people. Exalt themselves as power, exalt themselves as God. Make the people look to them as, you the that like they're the one and only, But the Most High gonna take this place out, man. Like, this place is becoming unbelievably wicked, and you see how fast these things is moving. You see how fast time is moving. So Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai he gonna tear this place up, man. Isaiah 32:7. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. You have people that, speak up right against these things, man. But they gonna be silenced, man. The churl, that's when you look it up, it's a scoundrel, man. And that's exactly what these people are, man. They're wicked, they're real wicked in their thought process, man. And at the end of the day, it's basically just to control the people, man. Total control. And a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people gonna fall for it. They're gonna look at his lying wonders and his quote unquote miracles, and they're gonna and they're just gonna, they're gonna fall in line. You got a lot of people who just like, pretty much they fall in love with these people, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, you got a lot of people who follow like Elon Musk and all these different people, like, and for some reason they fantasize about them, man. Like, they kind of worship these people, man. I ain't gonna say kinda, they do. And it's bugged out though. It's bugged out when you watch it. You know what I'm saying? When you listen to it. Like a while back, I was taking a tech course, and in an interview, you had to demonstrate, like, explain why you wanted to take the take the course, be in that particular, be in that program, because it was a free program. So you had to go through these little interview processes and explain your tech background and things of that nature. So a lot of people, man, was just like bigging up Elon Musk, and it was all because of he's so smart, he has this amount of money. People fantasize about that bullshit, and they're like his mini minions. Like, they're like they'll do any, like, it almost seemed like they would do anything if he walked in that room. They would do anything he said to do. That's what it seemed like in the way they were talking about this dude. And this was like back in like 2019. So it was bugged out. To me, it was just bugged out. But when you filter it through the scriptures, man, like, you're just looking at it like, man, there's a lot of people gonna fall for the okie doke, man. A lot of people just gonna fall for the okie doke. They're gonna fall for them fancy words, smooth talk, with promises of better security, promises of better this, better that, and people gonna be walked right to the, right to the, right to the slaughter, man. Yahweh Shai gonna tear these places up and destroy these people, man. All these wicked ass people, man. So I'm gonna read Proverbs 2:14 again in the NLT. They take pleasure in doing wrong, and they enjoy the twisted ways of evil. Verse 15, their actions are crooked, and their ways are wrong. Amaratazah, I hope this was edifying. Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakahakradash, Abad Babal.